Welcome to the Hokie Hoops podcast. I'm your host, Pete B. I've got Ed Williams here. Ed, we are 2 games into the season, and the Hokies are 2-0. What did you think about yesterday?
Man, I was so happy. I'm just like thinking back the last couple of years, like a couple years ago, Mike and I doing this, and then last year, me, you, and Mike doing this, and um, man, we went through it. Press and record after a couple of those games the past 2 seasons was really hard, but I could not be more excited to talk today after that result against Providence. What a kind of dream start to the season. National attention all across the board, and 2-0 with a big win against Providence Friars. That one will go a long way.
Yeah, it really does feel so good to start on that note. Like, that was a measuring stick game against a Big East team that has tournament aspirations. And based on the Ken Palm, like, it was a very even matchup going in. Based on the betting line, which was moving around, like, it was a very even matchup going in. And the Hokies prevailed. And we're going to tell you about what we saw and how it went down. And I'll just do a quick game recap here. Like, Neo was hot early and we jumped out on them. It was 20-12, less than 6 minutes in. We went to our bench and Providence was able to catch up. It was 22 all. It kind of stayed even for a bit. Towards the end of the half, they took control and we found ourselves down 6 at the break. But we came out strong in the second. We had it back to even about 5 minutes into the second half. And then it was back and forth, several lead changes. And at the very end, Providence was up 2 points after a couple free throws. And Ben Hammond had the ball. He took it to the rack. It bounces out, and Hansberry is there to clean it up. Tie game. They miss at the buzzer, which was a very close one. And we're going to overtime. And once overtime started, we really controlled it. We took a quick lead. We're able to keep them at an arm's length for pretty much the entire time. 107-101, Hokies win. Essentially on their turf. Like, this was in New England. It wasn't at their home stadium, but it's at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. And it was just such a great game overall. And the last 5 minutes of regulation it's just what you want to see when you're watching a basketball game. Monster threes from Bedford and Neo. But Neo was the story of this game.
Neo was the story of the day in college basketball.
Yeah. While you talk, I'm gonna pull up a couple of these
Pete's
things.
got a bunch of the tweets and stuff, but he caught the national eye in a huge way with his performance. He was electric. He was so in control. He was everything that we thought he would be, and then maybe some more. If he plays like that for the rest of the season, his plan of coming over here to boost his draft stock and be a bona fide first rounder, it's off to a really good start. He was fantastic. He was in control from the jump, like he said. I think did he have like 17 in the first 10 minutes, something crazy?
He had 17 of our first 30.
Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic.
This tweet from Fanta is a big deal. I don't know if people know who John Fanta is, but big basketball head, especially when it comes to overseas players. He was all over it. That one went pretty viral. And then there was the one that we were just talking about, the Jovic one. Well, Ryan Hammer all over it with the Greek god of college hoops, Neoklis Avdalas. That was Hammer, who we had on our show. Hubs from Barstool quote tweeted Armand Jovic. And the Armand Jovic one, Ed was just looking it up. What's it at now, Ed?
5.9 million views, which contrasts that to Jovic's same video he put together for Caleb Wilson at North Carolina after his big performance in their win over Kansas. That one had 150,000 views, and the Neo one has 5.9 million views. It's pretty incredible.
Hubs said, "Oh yeah, that's a great exposure." And then Hubs said, "This kid is insane. The freshman this year in CBB is amazing." And that is true. There's a lot of really good freshmen out there. Who does this remind you of? A tweet from Kevin O'Connor, which I'm guessing he's going for the Luka thing, which will
a lot of that going on.
There's a lot of this was from, I want to say, Basket News, which I think is a European site. They have a lot of followers. They did a graphic with Luka and Neo together with all the people that compared Neo to Luka who were watching this game. It felt like a lot of people were watching. If you're a college hoops person, like, you were tuned into this.
Yeah, yesterday was awesome. I actually barely watched football yesterday because at noon there was Alabama St. John's at Madison Square Garden. That was a electric back and forth game. Then our game tipped off at like 4, and then after our game was over, there was Arkansas Michigan State. So There were some really good college basketball games back to back to back yesterday, and for all intents and purposes, ours was the best game.
It was
It
a
was a
great game.
really high level basketball game during the first week of the season between two teams who I think are NCAA tournament caliber teams, and we'll get more into the Providence game in a second. But yeah, Neo was fantastic. There's not much really else you can say about it other
I
than
mean,
that.
like the stat line, some of them were in those tweets, but 33 points, 13 of 23 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, a block and a steal. He did a little bit of everything, just 2 turnovers, which is awesome for how much he was handling the ball and his usage rate and all that kind of stuff. And I think one of the reasons it was blowing up on Twitter and social media was it wasn't, you know how sometimes guys score a lot of points and it's like it's a quiet 27. This wasn't a quiet 33. Like
No,
there's a certain amount of like flash, especially because he started the game so hot and the announcers were all over it, and it was just really fun. What of the things that you saw him do out on the court, like what were some of the things you liked the most? Like was there a certain play or just like parts of his game
uh,
that you really liked watching?
there is one certain play. I mean, I've watched that highlight tape so many times. That like minute 31 from Iman Drovic's, PDT scouting, whatever that Twitter account is. I watched that one over and over again today, and the one that stands out to me the most is one that nobody else will notice, but it was in overtime. He did like a little hesitation during a fast break that was just disgusting. Like he's going full speed down the right hand side, and he just does like a little bit of this, and both Providence guys like take a false step, and he just goes right to the rim and finishes.
Yeah.
That was nasty. But now the jump shooting, I mean, like that was kind of the question for him. He like again, I've talked about it on this show. I talked about it on the Twitter space last night after the game, which I encourage everyone to tune into after every Hokies basketball game. But the jump shooting was a kind of a question mark coming into this season, and not from like oh, he's not good at it. It was more of like, we just need to see a bigger sample size, and shot the crap out of it against Providence. That's for sure. Now he didn't shoot it great against Charleston Southern, but who cares? Shot it fantastic when the lights were bright, and that overall was just wildly impressive. Just hunting his own shot too. He was pretty passive against Charleston Southern,
Yes.
but he was not passive at all against Providence. It's like he knew that the national eyes were on him, and he took full advantage.
There is a certain way that he plays that I think will draw the eye and gets that reaction from the announcers. Like that's why I think it was there's a certain I think I might have said it, a flair. There's like the way he moves his body, the way he is so smooth with it. Like I don't
He's
know.
so in control.
Yeah.
He's so in control. I mean, like I think I
And
sent a
he's
text to
huge.
you.
So he
Yeah,
stands
well,
out
and
on the
he's
court.
6'9". Yeah, he has the ability to put guys in jail so easily. And what I mean by that is on a ball screen, and guards are able to get that defender on their back, and then they're just dribbling with the defender on their back in the middle of the lane. He gets guys in that position, call it putting them in jail, so easily. I noticed it against Charleston Southern. It's like his defender's always behind him. Like
Mhm.
he has this ability to just get those guys in that position, and then once he's there, he's just dissecting at that point.
That's very like Jalen Brunson-esque, the way like Brunson
It
can
is
move
very
through
Jalen Brunson-esque.
can
Yeah,
move through a crowd and have a guy on his back, and then he gets the foul because he goes up under him. But
it's incredible how quickly he's able to get the defender in that position, and then from there, it's just, what do I want to do? Do I want to go up to the left with the right? Do I want to hit a little step back mid range? Do I want to fire it across the court one handed in the corner? It's unbelievable once he's got those guys in that tough spot.
this one I have on the board. It's from Quinn Fishburne. Neo misses go-ahead 3 with 1:34 left. His reaction: be the first one back on defense and put up a difficult contest on the transition driver for the block. That was
It was
such
a
a great
huge
play.
play.
Like a really big play in the game. That was one of the sequences that I wanted to mention. There was a point
Huge
where
play.
he had the ball, dribbled it the entire length of the court, like stutter stepping, moving in and out, and then just laid it up and in, like around a guy. And I was like, that was like a ballet dancer moving around the court. Like it was just it wasn't like the most flashy play of the night, but it was just really cool. And he had some bomb threes in this one too. Like the step back threes were impressive, but some really far ones. The bag was on full display. The shooting, the vision, the passing, everything we talked about in the preseason,
And he
creativity.
could have had more. Like he could have had more. Like he
He
missed a
was
little
hustling
like
too, dude. Like he was
he missed
hustling.
a yeah, he missed like a little like 2-inch finger roll in the first half. Missed a couple free throws. Like he could have had almost 40. And it was pretty magnificent. And ho hum 6 assists to go along with it.
Right, right.
I mean, through 2 games now, rough math, top of my head, he's got 15 assists to 3 turnovers through 2 games.
Unreal.
That's pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah. And it's only his second game, but his draft stock is going to skyrocket. Like he
Mhm.
was coming in late first round at the mocks I was looking at before the season. Maybe early second round, similar to last season in terms of his stock. I can't imagine he'll stay in that area for long.
He's a lottery pick.
Like not yeah, I mean, and we could be talking a top 10 pick if he
Yeah.
if he stays healthy and he continues to play like this against good teams.
Well,
He
you're an NBA draft guy. Where did Demon go?
Demon went 9, didn't he?
Yeah, Neo's better than Demon.
And that was a little early. I think that
Yeah,
was a little bit of an early pick. I think Demon went 9.
I think you're right. I think it was like
Yeah,
8 or 9 to
yeah.
Brooklyn, but Neo's better. I mean, he's a better player than Demon.
I think so. I mean, I'm
He's
biased,
more
but I
well-rounded.
absolutely think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see
Well,
how it goes as
especially
the season progresses. But yeah, so
if
far the
he's
plan is working.
if he's answered this shooting thing, like if he's going to shoot like this, it's a totally different ballgame with him because that was one of the biggest question marks that he had. That and maybe the lateral quickness, which I thought he was doing okay with getting in front of guys, making himself in the way on defense and stuff like that. Now, we'll talk about some of the concerns at the end of this segment because we're still going over the fun stuff, but him living up to the hype like this early in a big game like this for Virginia Tech fans, like this is just it's just an incredible feeling because we just so rarely get like the nice things. We never get 5 stars. And when we do, they may bust out or they may transfer or whatever. Like to have this 5-star freshman and everyone talking about him on a Saturday in November is freaking awesome. It is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's been a good 24 hours for Virginia Tech fans. It's everywhere right now. So if you
Do
follow
you want
college
to?
basketball, it's been everywhere.
So the starters in this game and in Charleston Southern were Neo, Bedford, Johnson, Lawal, and Hansberry, right? They had the same starters, and neither of those, that lineup, Neo, Bedford, Johnson, Lawal, and Hansberry, was not Rothstein's lineup, and it wasn't Mike Young's lineup that he put out at ACC Media Days. It was a new lineup because Johnson wasn't in Rothstein's, it was Shoot. So, and in this game, those guys played the vast majority of the minutes. Like the starters really played a lot. Do you think, because like I said in the rundown, we subbed in 3 guys and then Providence like instantly took advantage and like caught right up to us. Do you think like Mike saw that and was like, I might have to run my guys more than I normally want to tonight?
Yeah, I think the second unit struggled to decide what they wanted to be doing. Yeah, when Neo was on the floor, it was pretty clear what the plan was. It was pretty much just high ball screen, let him go to work, put that guy in jail, and then play off of it. Or it was pretty clear what the game plan was when he was on the floor. But I think when he was off the floor, that second unit didn't really have any cohesion in what they wanted to be running. So that's something that I'm sure they're going to go back to the drawing board and work on because Neo played 34 minutes. Obviously, this game was in overtime, but he can't play 40 a night. So you got to get something from that second unit when it's Hammond or Pasha and Shoot and those guys on the floor. And that's something they'll work on because, again, it looked just disjointed.
And it was Dorn's first ever game too. Like no bench player played more than 4 minutes other than Hammond and Shoot. Shoot
Yeah,
played 15, Hammond played 20. All the other like Hansberry played 39. And it did go to overtime, but like that's a lot of freaking minutes.
it is a lot of minutes. Not really super sustainable, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it was Dorn's first look at it. He played 2 minutes, had 2 turnovers, didn't really get to come back in the game.
Yeah.
But he'll be fine. Man, is he huge or what?
Yeah, he's
Dorn.
big.
Oh my God. I saw him run the floor and I was like, he's bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
And Gerdick was fine in his 4 minutes. I mean, he had a nice little up and under move on his only shot attempt. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it was, 38 minutes, 39, 34, 33, and 37 from the starters, and then 20 and 15 from Hammond and Shoot.
Yeah, they kept it short in this one. They
kept it short, and I think that was kind of by necessity when you look at. I mean, Providence was no joke. I mean, they had two guys who scored over 25,
Right.
and they played a great basketball game. So we had to keep it kind of tight. But of those guys who played, the seven guys who played like real deal minutes, five of them scored in double figures. So
Right.
the Hokies,
And the one that didn't
Neo,
was Lawal, which is funny. Like
yeah,
he's our top scorer typically.
Neo was obviously fantastic and had 33, but you had other guys score 17, 18, 12, and 10. So it was a pretty well-rounded effort despite Neo's overarching production.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what else stood out to you? I mean, to me, like, I'll start with Bedford. Like, I thought he looked smooth, man.
He looked great in both games. He looked good against Charleston Southern, and he looked really good against Providence. And he scored his 18 points on 7 of 11 from the field, which is obviously super efficient, but he was doing that while also guarding Jason Edwards most of the game.
Yeah.
So he was, he had a tough matchup on the defensive end and was still able to put up really good numbers offensively.
You mentioned the turnover thing earlier, and 11 turnovers in this game. I thought was good for a game that went to overtime to only turn it over 11 times, and we only turned it over 7 times versus Charleston Southern. That is where we want to be, right? Like that's what we need out of this team, and the improvement year over year. If that stays up like that, we're gonna have a much better. I mean,
Well, I believe we had 9 turnovers in the first half.
is that right?
I could be wrong, but I thought I remembered looking at that at halftime and seeing 9 and was like, oh, that's not good. So to finish with 11, 11's good no matter how
It
many you
was
had in the
9.
first half.
It
Like
was 9 and
it was
2.
9. Okay, yeah. So to have 2 in the second half and overtime is pretty fantastic.
That is tremendous. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Good call out. Anything else? Let's see. Well, let's Johnson. He did 12, 4, 3, and 3. Like he had 3 steals in the game. That guy
He's
is
so
just
good.
he's a glue guy, but he's glue guy plus. Like he's just good, man. And
He's so good. I don't really understand the whole analytics world and what goes into all these things, but every time I do pull up like a Bartovic or something like that, and I'm looking at it, Tyler Johnson's just like green across the board. Like yeah, he's just an analytics darling, and it makes sense. He's like he does everything. He's just such an important piece for this team. He was fantastic. I thought Hansberry, he caught a lot of flack in the first half for missing a bunch of threes, but overall played a really good game.
he did.
Um,
And he
he
hit a
played
big
a
he only hit one
ton of
three, but it was
minutes.
big. It was a
Yeah,
big
he
3 in
hit the
overtime.
3 late. That was massive. Hit that 3 in overtime to go up by 4. That was a huge play in the game. But I thought really the last 10 minutes and then into overtime, he was fantastic.
He was.
Everywhere he needed to be. And then Toby was a frustrating watch. I don't know. He just didn't seem maybe comfortable. I don't know what the deal was. He was just frustrating to watch. But then I look up and he had 7 points and 13 rebounds. He only took 5 shots and he had a couple blocks, a huge block in overtime.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Maybe that was just me being annoying.
I mean, he
Um,
he he didn't have the best night maybe trying to fit in, but like he did it in other ways. Like he bringing down 13 boards is awesome. Him and Hansberry combined for 25 rebounds. I mean, that's what we need from them, but like that's huge in a game like this to do that.
yeah, and Toby looked a lot more comfortable dribbling the ball out on the perimeter. There were a few times where he actually like brought the ball up because they were locking off Neo or Hammond or whoever was the point guard. So he just turned and dribbled up the floor and looked comfortable doing it, which is a huge step in his development to feel good enough to put the ball on the floor that far away from the hoop.
Yeah. Shoot had 10 off the bench in only 15 minutes. He had 10 points, made both of his threes. So that's not that's if he's gonna be a bench player, like if he can be efficient and make his threes when they count, like that's awesome. And he'll play a lot throughout the season. This was kind of that might be the lowest amount of minutes he plays this year. I don't know, but it's nice to have him coming off the bench, man, because
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
good.
yeah. Coach Young has talked about in I think it was the Charleston Southern post game how good Shoot's been in practice. And he looked great. I thought he could have gone 6 for 6 from the floor. His 2 misses were both layups where he tried to go like up and under. Both of them he tried to go up and under in the first half. But yeah, he played great. I think there's gonna be a couple games this year where we see him just explode for 20 off the bench.
Definitely.
He looks really confident in his game and getting to his spots. The step back mid range shot he hit in front of our bench was a big shot, and then yeah, like you said, hit both of his threes.
You just
And
reminded me.
the other bench player who played significant enough minutes to talk about is Ben Hammond, who I thought at times looked a little disjointed. He was only 3 of 10 from the floor, 0 of 3 from 3. I think he'll shoot the ball better than that as the year goes on.
He
But
will, yeah.
um, that guy just makes so many winning plays. A lot like Johnson, just makes so many winning plays. Like even the layup that he missed that Hansberry cleaned up to tie the game and put it into overtime. Like that play was blown up, and he just turned and sprinted to the rim and put it up off the glass and allowed Hansberry to get that ball up and in to tie the game. 8 points, couple assists, couple rebounds. His hands on defense are insane. Um, Only had 2 steals in the stat book, but he deflected or interfered with a lot more plays than that. His hands are just incredible. Even if he doesn't get the steal, he slows things down, and he just plays such good defense. So yeah, the usual suspects were all really good, but I would say Jalen Bedford was a highlight, and then obviously Neo.
I just remembered that fadeaway that Neo hit in overtime. Do you remember that one? It was like,
Yeah.
it wasn't maybe your typical like Jordan fadeaway, but like it was pretty freaking awesome. Like he launched himself up into the air, like going backwards, and just the shot making. Like that's the type of stuff that wins you games. Like, especially you watch the NBA playoffs. The guys that win have like that shot making ability, just like again and again, come down, make a shot in your face. And like he may have that. So just one
He
more note on Neo there.
he doesn't need to create a lot of separation with his height, but he still does. Like
Yeah.
he hit a couple of those like mid-range pull-up fadeaways that he just creates so much space for himself to shoot. And not even that, he can also just shoot over you. So yeah, just a special talent, man. We're gonna really enjoy him while he's in town.
So concerns. What concerned you in this game? I mean, you look at the score. Clearly, we played overtime, but 101 and then 86 in regulation. It's a little bit more than you want to see, but these guards were killing us.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defense in the second half against Charleston Southern was good. It was not that good in the first half. And again, there it was also guards against Charleston Southern who were giving us a hard time. Same thing against Providence. So just something to keep an eye on as we move forward, playing a little bit better on ball defense, because guys are finding ways to get open for threes. That's the big thing. I mean, Charleston Southern hit a lot of threes in that first half of that game, and then there was a lot of threes hit against the Hokies against Providence. So just overall perimeter, I guess one-on-one defense is a bit of a concern. But other than that,
I think you nailed that
I think
because
that's the biggest one. If you really want to nitpick, that second unit offense and getting to a place where we can reliably go to that unit without being concerned of losing that 5 minute stretch by 10 points. We got to find a way to score. I mean, last year this team was notorious for 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 minute stretches of not scoring. I think they only had 1 or 2 of those last night, and they were only like 4 minute stretches, but both times it was when that second unit was in. So figuring out kind of what the identity of that group wants to be on the offensive end.
and we did tighten up on the 3-point defense in the second half. I think they were only 4 of 12 from the second half. Well, no, 4 of 16 from the second half on from 3. But they were getting a lot of like off the dribble buckets. Like they only had 11 assists in the game. In a 45-minute game, they only had 11 assists, and they scored a lot of points. So they were getting a lot of ISO off the dribble buckets. So that's a concern, particularly from deep early. But we did, like I said, we did tighten up on that a little bit. I think that's just about everything I have for this game. But man, ACC wise, this is good for the conference. Do you get that win? UNC beat Kansas. We had Duke beating Texas, right? So those are those the 3 biggest ones? Are there any other ones? I don't think it's only 2 games in the season. So there's
Those are the biggest ones. The last thing I'll say about Providence is Stefan Vox shot the ball 13 times. They need to have him shooting the ball like 25 times.
Dude, he was good. Yeah.
That dude is an assassin. And just another example of the European influence coming over to college basketball this year. But that kid can rip it, man. I cannot believe his shot to win the game didn't go in.
Oh my God, I know.
Mike Young said it in the post game. He's like, that ball was in the hoop. We got lucky. Like that ball was in the rim.
It's such a narrow, such a thin line, man. It's so thin because if Hansberry isn't there to clean up the Hammond miss, like it's over. Like there's so many things that can go wrong. And hey, Tech came out on top in this one, so that's great. 66 in the Ken Palm as of right now. We're better than that, I think. I think like as the data continues to build up, like because some of that's based on last year and holdover and this and that, so that will continue to move up.
How
Providence
much did it
dropped to
go
like
up? Did it go up a good
I think
amount?
we were 69th and we moved
Okay.
to 66th. But like Providence was only at 63. So it's not like we beat a super high team. And Providence, like I said, that'll age well. That win has to age well. Like they're a good team.
Yeah, I don't think there's 66 teams better than them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they dropped to like 71 after they got
Edwards, Seller, and Vox is a damn good,
yeah.
three-headed scoring monster. Um, Duncan Powell didn't really do much against us, but we've seen him do good stuff against us before at Georgia Tech. So he's a good player. I mean, I think that's a pretty good team. They're picked fourth in the Big East. So
Yeah.
I'm just not sure how there's 66 teams better than them. But you're right. I mean, it's a small sample size, and everybody's new everywhere. I mean, what is KenPom? What's KenPom and Bartovic and all these other, what are they supposed to say about Neo or Stefan Vox? They have no
Right.
idea. I
They
mean,
need more data points to
it needs more time, but I think it'll all shake out. And I think that was two NCAA tournament caliber teams playing on Saturday night.
in the conference, only one team has a loss right now. Every team is 2-0 except for BC, who their loss came to FAU, which we know was in the Final Four a couple years ago. Decent program, but BC's the worst team in the ACC in KenPom. Where do you think they rank?
How many teams are there in
There's
college
18. There's 18 teams in the conference. What do you mean? How many
in
teams?
college basketball?
Oh, there's 365 or something like that.
260?
BC 260, dude. No, I mean 260 is like that's terrible. Like you're really awful if you're 260. But
Really?
yeah, they're
Where are
90.
they?
They're 93,
Oh, okay.
which I think is probably too high, but like too good. I don't think BC is quite
Wait,
that
I want
good.
to go see this now. I'm going to
But
last
all the
year.
ACC teams are top 100.
I'm going to last year's KenPom really fast. This is bad radio,
Who
but
was the worst? Who was the worst team in the conference last year?
that's what I'm trying to see, like super quick.
Miami was really bad.
They were really bad.
But I think it was BC when it actually came to the stat stuff.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah,
not.
you're right. I was being super harsh. There's some really bad teams down here in the
Yeah, 260 is like
200s.
awful.
I was being super harsh. Miami looks like was the low. I just skimmed really fast, but Miami at 193 was the lowest.
That's rough.
Well, worst team in the country last year was Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah, we play a couple teams in the 200s coming up here. So it's going to be, hopefully those games go the way we hope they go. But George Mason's coming soon. That's going to be a big one. But let's talk a little bit about Charleston Southern, 98-67. We beat them in the opener. We don't have to do too much on this, but after the first half, which wasn't great, and we gave up a lot of threes, we really picked it up in the beginning of the second half. I mean, we were on like a 27-3 run at one point in that second half. What stood out to you in that first game?
Toby and Amani were really good. Both had double doubles. They both did what they're supposed to do against that level of competition. The first half wasn't great. I thought Neo didn't look super comfortable. He came out in the second half and looked much more. I don't know if engaged is the right word. Maybe intense is the right word. And aggressive, and it showed. And he played a good second half. Finished with 8 points and 9 assists on 1 turnover. But yeah, Charleston Southern shot the ball really well in the first half, partially because they were just making stuff. That's what happens. But also because I didn't think we played great perimeter defense.
No.
Much better in the second half, like you said. I mean, for context, we won the first half 42-38, and we won the second half 56-29. So it was very much two different halves, two different, I would say, intensity levels and comfort levels. But yeah, Lawal, Hansberry were really good. Jalen Bedford was really good then too, man. He was really good against Charleston Southern. 5 of 10 from the floor, 13 points, 5 rebounds. So I've been very impressed with Jalen Bedford so far this season. But yeah, good win. Did what you were supposed to do after kind of not sleepy first half, but maybe a little bit of first game jitters.
And Neo he said he was nervous in the post game. He was like, I was a little nervous. And he did have that sweet, like long outlet pass.
Ridiculous.
That went like the whole length of the court.
When he threw it, I thought it was going into Castle Guard. And then it just landed like like soft, like a pillow, right in Tyler Johnson's lap under the rim. And he just put it up and in.
9
He had a couple of
assists.
those last night too. Like he had one in his highlight reel, that minute 30 kind of highlight reel that everyone's sharing around the internet, where he throws like a one-handed like push pass outlet up the floor, but it's on a laser with just one hand, just like boom. I was like, how does he do this?
He had 9 assists in the first game, 2 blocks. He had a really like sweet block early on in
He
that game
did.
too. So yeah, not the cleanest or best performance, but for a first game of the season and a win and a cover, I will take that every time. And so they followed that up with the win over Providence. And like we've gone over in our season preview, we went over some of the schedule. Let's see what's next. We got St. Joe's on Wednesday. That should be fun. We need a little bit of revenge from last year. They embarrassed
Yeah.
us last year.
Yeah, we do. We do. Last year was no bueno.
Did you go to that one? It was in Baltimore.
I did not. No.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we got St. Joe's and then we got Charlotte on what is that, Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday.
And then Bryant, who's 291 in the Ken Palm, or was when we
geez.
started the season. So that's hopefully a win. And then it's Atlantis. So Atlantis is going to be here quick, man. It's coming fast. Is that?
Yeah, I've been keeping up on like just checking in on Colorado State. They played one game. They're playing right now, I guess.
Oh.
Brian Reckshiner had 19 in their first game. He's their starting point guard at Colorado State. Good program. I know they have a new coach, but I'm pretty sure he was an assistant hired from within after making it to the NCAA tournament last year. Losing on that, they lost that game on the buzzer beater from Derek Queen in the NCAA tournament. So good program, good team. I think that'll be a good first game in Atlantis. Don't want to look ahead too far, but I believe they're like, I don't think Ken Palm's updated from the weekend yet, but I believe we were like, if we were 70, they were like 72. Like we're right next to each other in the initial Ken Palm ranking. So I'm curious to see how that shakes out when he updates his numbers.
They're a quality team.
Yeah, St. Joe's revenge game, Charlotte on Sunday, and then Bryant, and then the Atlantis tournament will be a lot of fun.
Atlantis too. Keep in mind, Hokies, that's Thanksgiving. I mean, the first game is Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. So you're out at the bars with your friends, or you're home with family. Like, turn the game on. Hopefully, it's on a channel because I'm trying to see. Like, Atlantis has got to be broadcast on something. Like, it just doesn't say on this schedule I'm looking at.
Dude, everything's on something these days. It's just not always something you have.
That's true. The last game was on Peacock, which
Billy Ray called me. The game was supposed to tip at 4. Billy calls me at like 4:02. He's like, "Where's this game?" And I said, "Peacock." And he goes, "Oh, mother."
Yeah, dude. I think some people were surprised, but hopefully you found it. And what's cool about it being on Peacock, not that that's cool really in any way, but this was cool. NBC Sports tweeted out but put out on YouTube a package of highlights of Neo, like the NBC Sports account on YouTube, which obviously has a lot of subscribers and followers, has just like a Neo video up. So that's
cool. We had Fanta. Fanta was awesome.
Yeah, Fanta's great. Yeah, he was kind of like really loving it. he was really enjoying.
I did want to mention this before we kind of move off of the Providence game, and all those tweets you showed, like the Ryan Hammer one, the Field of 68, the Fanta tweet, like all of those guys were the guys who were much higher on Virginia Tech coming into the season than your ACC poll or your USA Today poll or what have you. Because those guys have been paying attention in the offseason. They've gone and looked at Neo film. They know who he is. So like that's why Fanta from jump last night was super excited and talking about Neo because he knew about him already. Like I'm pretty sure he had us finishing 6th in the league. So like guys who are college basketball junkies knew about it and I guess felt a little vindicated last night.
For sure. Because he's, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, he's the international guy. Like he knows these guys better, the ones that come from overseas. And there's been such an influx of good players from overseas, from Europe, coming and playing in college basketball now, which is really fun. And I'm grateful we got the one we got, man, because he looks like the real freaking deal. How exciting would it be if we're doing our NBA draft show that I've done the last 2 years? Ed usually pops on with us. And we're talking about Neo like going 8 to
that'd be
somebody.
Crazy.
Like,
that'd be crazy.
That would be sick. No, we're not counting chickens. We're just trying to live in the moment right now.
There's a world where we have 2 guys drafted because I can see a team taking a flyer on Toby, depending on how he has the rest of the year. His
Yeah.
his athletic ability is something you can't teach. I mean, they showed it on the broadcast. He had a 49.5-inch measured vertical at the combine. Can't teach that. While we were talking about it, and while you were showing those tweets, I was looking it up. The Atlantis tournament's on the ESPN family of networks. So
Okay.
either switch to Hulu or hopefully YouTube TV figures it out between now and then.
The YouTube TV thing is mystifying, dude. How they don't have ESPN right now. I switched. Ed was telling me just go get Hulu, and I did, and I've been happy with it. Plus, you get Hulu with it. So this is not an ad. It's just you got to find a way to watch these games.
You
And
get Hulu and you get Disney Plus and you get
yeah,
ESPN Plus, which as an
there's some benefits.
ACC fan, I'll ESPN Plus is kind of nice to have.
I'll tell you though, YouTube TV is a superior product from the interface
The
standpoint.
interface, yeah.
And you get the quad screen. Like, I don't think you tell me, like, does Hulu have like a quad screen feature?
No,
Like,
they need to
I'm still
figure
getting
that
used
out.
to it.
Yeah, they need to figure that out.
But yeah, I was at my buddy's house, and over the weekend I saw Ed. We had some we were at the bar for a little bit, and then I went over to my friends and he had the quad screen up. I'm like, oh, how's he doing this? I thought because all of the games that we were watching were like FS1, CBS. It was none of the he doesn't have the ESPN, so we were watching like all the other college football games at his place. And then I stayed out till 2 a.m. and closed down Solly's. So I'm hurting, Ed. I am hurting. Solly's on U Street, if you guys are familiar.
And
It's a
then you
great
drove
spot.
home. Oh God.
Yeah, I did drive home today. That was rough. Super hungover this morning, but this was fun, man. This was a fun show. We had to record this today because opportunities to talk about a fun win like this haven't come up too often. So this was great, dude.
Yeah, it was a stressful 2 hours. I legitimately did not sit down for 2 hours. I was like standing watching this game.
Oh my gosh.
I really wanted this one, man, because this was kind of the marquee one on the schedule. I mean, who knows who you're going to run into in Atlantis, but of the games that are in pen on your schedule, this was kind of the marquee one, and to win it in the way we won it and then receive the attention we are now receiving, pretty special stuff. And one common denominator of Mike Young's big non-conference wins, you think about Michigan State and you think about Villanova, and there's always this guy named Chester Frazier on the sideline.
I was just thinking, like, is this our biggest win since like that Villanova game out of conference? Like, there might be another one somewhere.
It's out there. I mean, they boat raced St. Bonaventure and Charlotte one year.
Oh yeah, they did.
But yeah, I would say this is a little bit bigger than that.
And we got a chance for some other ones. I mean, Scar's coming up, and we'll see who we match up with in Atlanta, but at Atlantis. But for now, let's enjoy this win. We will be coming back to you after probably the next two games, or I don't know. We'll see, but it'll probably be after the next two games, and then we'll hop back on here and chat before Atlantis. But until next time, you guys can make sure you're following on Twitter, Sons of Saturday. You can follow Too Deep as well. Both of our podcast accounts on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please follow Too Deep and Sons of Saturday. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're here watching on YouTube. Subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Like the video. And until next time, go Hokies.
And go to the games.